So, I guess the other thing to talk about with the Malstrom oscillator is the shift control. So I'm going to ask you to try and imagine, if you can visualize a waveform, right? And if you can visualize that waveform being chopped up into little segments, okay? With that, when you play a key, the Malstrom will start scrolling from index 1 to index 2, index 3, index 4, and so on and so forth. And with each segment, it's playing it back at a specific sample rate. Now, imagine, if you will, if you took the sample rate of playback and shifted that up or down for each segment. It's still going to scroll at the same motion, but the playback of each little segment is going to be different. Okay, so it'll be a little higher pitch or a little lower pitch. That's what the shift control does. Okay, I see the question marks. And I'm sorry, I should have put together some graphics, because this is one of those esoteric things that's kind of difficult to imagine. Let me pull up one of those basic waveforms here, like a sine. Sine, some of the basic ones, like sine and saw and square, there aren't that many index points. In fact, there's only one for a sine wave. So motion does nothing, index does nothing, but shift will actually change the pitch. Now, how is it changing the pitch, or how is it generating those harmonics? It's shifting the frequency of the playback of the one index.
And you don't have any other movements.
Right.
It's really one code.
Right. So you can imagine that we can go back to this 303, which is pretty easy to identify. I'm going to put it back to motion 0, index 0, shift. You can hear the speed of it is still going at the same rate through the motion of each grain, but the pitch is actually being increased. Okay?
So it's sort of like almost like a time stretch. It sounds like an old time stretch algorithm.
Yeah, like a really bad FFT windowing time stretching algorithm, right? It's pretty much the same concept, because what you've done is you've taken the audio and you've broken it down into these little components, and you're altering the playback of each little component. This is actually that's actually a good question, because there are two cycles going. There are two processes going on. There's one that tracks the playback pitch, right, versus. Okay. So there's actually the scanning rate that's playing back the pitch, but then you also have, because we're talking strictly about the calculation of the sample rate of the segment. So the pitch actually stays the same, the fundamental pitch. But each little grain is being played back at a different pitch, causing it to generate different harmonics. And this is why Chris asked me to do this one, because this is really a tough one to demonstrate. Any other questions about this? Okay, don't worry about that, because this will understanding the complexities of what's going on in the math comes second to actually just having fun with Malstrom. The easiest way to use it is always going to be to go into the factory sound bank, call up something. Let's try like distant strings here.